What is up, guys? You got NotTheWorst here, bringing another Black Desert online video, and today we're taking a look at the patch notes for September 13th. This is a pretty large patch. We got a lot of things going on, some controversial updates. We got some class buffs, a lot of events going on, so let's jump on in and take a look. And first thing we're talking about is the new Guild Wars and Marnie Realm updates. So Guild Wars can now only be declared if the opposing guild also chooses to participate, so you can no longer force someone that's harassing you or whatever to not drop your karma by decking on their guild if they do not also deck back, which is not super great. On the other side of that, we have a few other things that change along with that. So the server change time is now 5 minutes as opposed to 10 minutes, not including, of course, your home servers where you can hop between them already. And we also have a change to the karma system where it's now family-wide. So that's crappy for red players because that's just awful. But that's what it is now. They've reset the karma to 300,000 already. So that if you were already red, you shouldn't be as of the September 6th maintenance. So keep that in mind. If you do go red, it's on all your crystals. Watch out for your gear and tiers if you're running around doing that. Marnie's Realm change, you can now recharge your time in the Marnie Realm when you're out of it. So you have it available 1 hour and 5 minutes per day currently, and then after the change, it recharges the used time during your stay up to 11 hours per day when using 1 hour and 5 minutes and recharging. And it would reset at 6 a.m. and now it continuously recharges as the time gets charged during your stay. So you can re-enter Marnie Realm multiple times per day depending on how much of it you've recharged at any given time. So hopefully you don't have to deal with griefers at all, or at a minimum. I don't know what orcs grinding is like these days, but it's probably not fun. Then we have this new item that was added, the Atanus element. This is to help supplement getting your infinite pots if you are pursuing them. So this item is going to be dropping at Polly's, Trader's Graveyard, Nagas, Fogan's, Miramok, Basham, Kadri, Crescents, Faddis, and Prodi Cave. And what it does is you can trade this item over to Mirandora and Grana and swap it out for your choice of which potion piece you would like. Or alternatively, you can get 15 of whatever kind of fruit that you need for whatever it is you're working on there, T10 clicks or whatever. So you can functionally grind a targeted one at a spot that's not the spot where the whole piece is dropped. Obviously, drawback being you have no opportunity to get the full piece to drop. But that's a pretty drastic change for that and should make this pretty streamlined. It'll be interesting to see how that impacts the potion market. If that does decrease or has any impact on the overall selling price, but we'll see over time. You can also exchange 20 of them for a Krogdalo's Origin Stone if you choose to do that. Next up, we have events, and there are several. So first up, we've got the Shikatu Secret Festival. Functionally, it's a quest line sort of that you're going to set up. You're going to talk to Finto. Set up a worker on Finto Farm Warehouse once you've got that completed, and then they're going to bring you Autumn Festival boxes, which are, I'm sure you can guess, RNG boxes. On you open those bad boys up, you can get some different stuff out of them depending on which one that you get. Elion's Tier, energy tonics, megaphones. There's inventory expansions, Old Moons, Blessing of Kamasil, Book of Life. That we got glasses, premium outfit box out of the Radiant one. So just a bunch of free stuff along with it. And then you've got items exchangeable with the event that ties in it. If you want to pick up some tender braised short ribs and the assorted Gion food as well, those are available. You can talk to Santo Manzi during the event period to obtain an artisan goblin worker to tie into this. So that's pretty free if you don't already have them in Velia, or maybe you don't typically farm Velia. You can grab one to use for this specific event. Next up, we have Week of the Sun, but don't be misled. It's not 1 week, and there's good reason for that. The Sun Aura boss loot, you're going to get an extra boss loot for beating any Sun, just one Sun Aura boss, and then you'll just get a rank 1 reward included with that, similar to when you first complete your journal. So then, same as any of the other bundles, you could get any of this rare stuff. You will get Embers of Hongik for sure to do that. And it's not 1 week, which is good because, for instance, I already did my Black Shrine boss. If they made this until maintenance next week, that would be kind of annoying. You'd have to do it like right away after Saturday reset, but it's going to be for 2 weeks, so it's actually 2 week of the Sun Aura boss loot. And then on the opposite of Sun, we have the Full Moon Rising in the Black Desert. So this is a drop fish gather event where you're going to be able to get these red moon, blue moon, and yellow moon fragments. You can then combine all three into a full moon item, which you'll need to do 5 times to exchange out for an event, which it shows after this piece. You can individually make a crescent, which uses the red or the blue, or a half moon, which uses the yellow and the blue. And these just give you memory fragments or Cron stones Your choice on those. Alternatively, I believe you can convert certain ones into other ones by combining two to make a specific color if you need it. Once you get 5 of the full moons for it, you're going to turn it into Dongwa in Velia, and she's going to hook you up with a premium outfit box too, which is pretty sweet. So don't miss out on that. There's also some autumn letters that are going to be in, and you'll get some for staying logged in, some extra fragments, item drop scrolls, and extra items just for being logged in, which is pretty standard. As far as what the letter is, it's familiar. It's the same as like the Valentine's Day letters from back in the day, if you're familiar with those. But these are going to give fragments for whoever you send it to. And then hopefully they hook you up and send it back. But we'll see who has friends if you're playing BDO. We've got the returning of the horse training event. So you get delivery invoices as well as double the Flowers of Oblivion. We've seen this pretty frequently lately, and it's an awesome event for those trying to work on T10 since you just cash in and get double. We've got a refresh on login rewards for September. There's special login rewards as well, and that rounds out our events for this week. I know, pretty hefty. Moving into class changes, we have a couple of pretty significant ones. The Valkyrie updates, these are slightly different than what the global labs saw. They were tweaked a bit, so I know there's been a lot of feedback of that, but let me read you the dev note on this one, and then we'll move on. Awakened Valkyrie would repeatedly cycle between Sanctum Ferret and Promptness for PvE, affectionately christened Valk Train, making her an overpowering presence in zones where comparable weaker monsters spawned. Comparably weaker monsters, that is. However, this cycle proved less effective the higher the difficulty of the monster zone. Thus, we carried out an overall restructuring of her awakening arsenal by somewhat lowering the overwhelming efficiency of her capabilities in so-called one-shot spots to more properly equip her to deal with high-end zones. The Awakened Valkyrie would also frequently switch through a wide variety of awakening skills for her movement combos. We felt this playstyle didn't match the whole giant weapon-wielding archetype. Therefore, with today's update, we introduced a revamped Hostilidium, which will ensure the Valkyrie feels and plays like the heavy armored giant weapon wielding knight character that she is. And then they give you an example of the core version of that skill and kind of what they were going for. So you get the breakdown to individual skills. I know a lot of people were pretty upset about the Valk train. I don't play Valk, but my understanding of it is there's a pause essentially in between that you're going to just use some other skills, and then you have like 10 to 15 seconds where you can still do it. So I don't think it's functionally removed entirely, but I think just holding 2 buttons is something they wanted to move away from, although they phrased that a bit differently than just flat out saying that. Witch and Wizard get some tweaks here. Succession Witch and Wizards had several skills in their arsenal that saw less utilization. This included Prime Earthquake and Destruction. Prime Earthquake Destruction, whose long casting time produced not so impressive damage, even with the extra attack, and Prime Meteor Shower Focus, whose long cooldown made it see less action in the field of battle. Therefore, we decided to change Destruction into a spell that summons a Mighty Earthquake in one motion, while reducing Focus's cooldown to encourage frequent use. We particularly decided to let Wizards reduce the cooldown of Meteor Shower Aerial via an effect of Prime Elemental Flow, even when comboing quickly with Rain of Fire. So we look forward to seeing our Wizards wreak more havoc, with this update. For Witches, Prime Multiple Magic Arrows Lightning Elemental effect was producing the greatest damage output, thus making it in the most sought-out elemental effect of the 4. Hence, we made the proper adjustments so Witches can now deal high amounts of damage with any of the 4 elemental effects. Then you give the breakdown on that. You can see we get some damage increase. Here's a little animation that they're showing on the Earthquake Destruction that they're talking about. Looks pretty sick to me. We get a tweak to Meteor Shower Focus that they mentioned. That's down to 18 seconds. We get damage increase on that. Damage increase on Spread Aerial as well, which was mentioned. High Voltage, she's a damage increase. Jail Explosion in the same boat, as well as Bolide of Destruction with a little bit of PvP hit changes on that one as well. Moving on from class updates, we have content updates, and they talk about Great Ocean first. The currents were removed on August 9th. Although this removal addressed this inconvenience caused by backflows during navigation, it's also eliminated the forward currents, which had allowed access to certain sea routes, so we promptly released a patch to restore some of these routes. Furthermore, numerous adventures reported that the shallower water effect, which reduces movement speed, was being applied not only near the coast, but also in the open ocean. After conducting a thorough review, we discovered the UI was originally designed for use on land and was triggered when a character entered a puddle or a river. We deeply regret any convenience caused while making the adjustments to the currents. As a solution, we're currently developing a new terrain type exclusive for maritime use called the Great Ocean. When this patch is implemented, the terrain will seamlessly transit from shallow waters to the open ocean when entering deep waters, and the movement speed will be fully applied. Additionally, we've been aware of the absence of a UI element to indicate a sea route, which can be challenging for adventurers. To address this, upon entering a sea route, the Aquila's guidance icon will now activate, signaling your entry. Presently, entering a sea route boosts movement speed by 1.7 times. With the introduction of the Great Ocean, overall movement speed in the ocean will be adjusted to 1.4 times, considering the speed boost in the Great Ocean. Consequently, you can expect a slight speed boost when entering sea after the patch. To capture the concept of the siren folklore that has been handed down among sailors in the medieval era, we are developing a method for adventurers to listen for the monster's howls and locate its habitat. Furthermore, the first mate and guild galley require additional time for balance adjustments and completion of minigames. While you wait for promised improvements, we've made some minor adjustments such as modifications to Tier 1 barter materials and the introduction of new random barter items. We remain committed to refining and enhancing the expansive seas of Black Desert, catering to the captains who venture forth. So you can see the materials from land on level 1. Trade goods, new materials that are listed, decreased quantity of the trade goods of the ones listed there, and cannot be bartered, deleted some of the items that they deemed no longer relevant. The level 1 trade goods were decreased as far as weight from 800 down to 100, which sounds pretty significant to me. Then they have a lost trade box, which obtain random trade goods from level 1 to 5. Black Shrine updates decrease the boss's AP by 40% during the battle with the Calamity 1 bosses, so I guess getting your intro into that is going to be very, very easy, especially if you're lower geared, although gear isn't such a huge impact on those, but it's there. Ataraxian, the secret records that were stored in Ataraxian, Soul Magia, and the Exchange are starting to be revealed. Improved it so that you can obtain the knowledge of the final boss when interacting with the objects, the Soul Magia as a shop, and before entering the location for the final boss battle. You can also get obtainable knowledge on bosses using this with Apex Eurikios, Apex Lucretia, Maleficent, Centulitos, and Impassioned Amarios. Arena of Solaire has ended this ranked season, so top rewards will be going out with the September 20th maintenance, so not just yet, another week on those. So you'll be getting the Solaire Knight outfit, and then, of course, number 1 for each class will be getting posted up in the Battle Arena so that you can get Skill XP buff, I believe is the buff that they give out for that. And then one of the biggest changes that is heavily talked about and probably most debated because nobody's really having fun with it, we have the Cron Stone change in price. So purchasing Cron Stones from the blacksmith is now going to cost 3 million silver per Cron as opposed to 2 million prior. This is pretty significant. It's a 50% increase across the board. We also have a change to costumes, how many Cron Stones they yield, and the price that they sell for. You will now get 993 Cron Stones from an entire premium outfit, whereas before it was 621. And the price that these premium outfits sell for is now 1.63 billion silver, as opposed to 840 silver before. This changes the functional price of Cron from costumes from around 1.3 and some change to about 1.6 and some change. But since the vendor Cron price is now 3 million silver, it's far more appealing to specifically pursue the costumes over the vendor Crons. We're not going to dive into that mess because we've been talking about it on stream for weeks now, and yeah, it is what it is. It's here, so deal with it or quit. I don't know what else to tell you. They changed the price of the artisan memories in the pearl shop, the base price anyways, 50 pearls per artisan before, and it now being 25. They've also updated so there's certain items that can now be stacked. Value pack, blessing, and common silver. You'll probably see a bunch of your like Book of Combat, Book of Lives. If you have those piled up, those all stack now, along with a bunch of other items, which is really, really nice. We got the new updates for logged in time that you've played the game. Turns out I've been playing for 30,000 hours at least because I got this reward here, so I've still got the 40 and 50,000 to go. You do get all of the prior rewards even if you have the 10,000 hours from the old ones already entered, so you'll still get a reset of all these rewards in. So I logged in today, got everything up to this one, which not too shabby, especially that golden box of Agris being hooked up. Not upset about it. That's where it just mentions even if you've already claimed the previous ones, you get the new ones. So there's that. There is a new family playtime to display exactly how much time's passed since an adventurer has embarked on their journey. Actually, I didn't even notice that. Let's check mine real quick. Let's see. Family playtime. Right there. Hours, 38,894. That's embarrassing, but it is what it is. We AFK fish, right? So I'm pretty close to the 40k. We're on the way. Nice. Next update, we've got Deckia's Lantern for Cyclops Land is now available. So you can try that one out. It's rated at 310 AP and only 400 DP, which is kind of nice. The new accessory dropping here is not necessarily new. It's Dawn Earring to give you another availability. It seems to be the theme with most of these is accuracy accessories for the most part, and Devo Neck. We've got Monster Zone loot adjustments to a few places. We see Dekia's version of Ash Forest getting a trash loot increase on the base amounts being juiced up. This comes after the regular Ash Forest was just increased, so it totally makes sense. Tungrad Ruins also gets a base loot amount adjustment, the bottom end being 2. It's now going to be 3, and the top end staying the same at 4. And then we see a pretty significant increase, but just on the Creed Knight for City of the Dead. He was 15 to 30 trash loot before. It's now 80 to 100. Tauros goes from base of 1 to 2 to 2 to 3. And for the big guy, the Chaos Infused, his total amount, the high end is 100. It's not going to be 150. Crypt of Resting Thoughts gets an increase going from 2 to 3 to 3 to 4. On the Spear Maiden and Wolf Dude, it's going from 10 to 15 to 30 to 40. The Dark Knight being a very significant, going from 15 to 30 trash to 50 to 100. Kratuga gets juiced up both on his bottom and top end, 2 to 4 going up to 4 to 5. We see Olin's Valley going base of 2 to 3, and the Golems from 2 to 4 going to 4 to 5. And then regular Tauros going up 4 to 6, and then on the Olatuka guy, the big spawn guy, he's going to be 80 to 100. Standard Thornwood goes up on the higher end only, so it's 1 to 3. The Spear Maiden and Wolves are going to be 10 to 15 now, which is also very significant. Upper Gyfin goes to 5 to 7 trash loot. Sonal gets a nice little increase going to 2 to 4, coming up from 1 to 3. Murlocs Labyrinth, I don't know how many people are jamming out on that, but the top end goes to 3, so it's now a 1 to 3. Rudums gets an interesting one. It actually decreases. It is lowering the top end by just 1 piece, but that's not the big nerf that's coming to Rudums. It's the second part here. So instead of 2 to 5, it's going to be 2 to 4. But now the respawn timer of, change to message display if you're too far away while in combat from a Rudum monster. It is believed that we're going to see the inability to run the 2 flags at the same time as they are supposed to leash. I don't see that specifically outlined here, but we did see it phrased that way, at least on the global labs. Maybe there's a little bit of loss in translation. That would be nice, and maybe that still works, because this doesn't necessarily indicate that, but we kind of saw that was going to be what's coming. Anyways, let me know if you tried out the new Rudums. I'm pretty sure the double flags doesn't work anymore, but let me know. Mount update. Sprinting is one of the skills used to move quickly while riding upon horseback. We don't need to read a whole dev note on this. Basically, you're going to have sprinting learned at 100% mastery at the time that you learn it. And if you had it previously and it wasn't maxed out, it is now maxed out. So there you go. Node and Conquest War. We've always been thankful to our adventurers who've shown their utmost support and interest in Node and Conquest Wars. As one of Black Desert's oldest and trademark content, we're always listening and open to the gracious feedback regarding Node and Conquest Wars from all of our adventurers. Enjoyed by many, we've always felt it so much important to explain in detail whenever changes occur regarding this content. Hence, we're incredibly pained to hear that our adventurers were concerned with the changes in a game we've been striving to be fun for all. We'll continue to go over each and every bit of feedback sent to us regarding such changes in hopes to better connect with and update our adventures accordingly. Also, we pledge to deliver frequent notices regarding improvements and or adjustments we're working on, such as today's update, through the global lab. Adventurers, please continue sending us your precious feedback. Thank you again for your continued support and interest. So change the node were tiers. Tier 1 beginners now just Tier 1. Tier 1 intermediates now just Tier 2. 2 is 3. 3 is 4. 4 is 5. I guess to kind of make that a little bit less confusing, just remove the intermediate and beginner. They changed the number of participants according to changes in tiers and war days, which they have listed in a chart for each tier node. If you need to grab that, there's a link to the patch notes in the description below. We also have it changed so that the Occupying Lords Guild Alliance can now participate in node wars occurring in the same occupied territory. There were some node war location changes as well, which are noted in the maps there. And then also changed to allow the construction of following annexes according to each node tier. Again, we have a giant chart for each of those if you want to check it out. We also adjusted the max durability of annexes and forts per tier. The tier 1 is going to be the same as before. And then in tier 2, you can see it depending on which one increased anywhere from 1.8 to 1.5 times depending on the type. Tiers 3 to 5 are the same as before, unaffected. Changed the stat limits applied per node war tier as well. So we can see a boost in some cases, DR kind of going up in some scenarios and damage down, accuracy being adjusted as well. So this is and evasion on top of that. This is interesting. I don't node war these days. I haven't in about a year, but curious what the node war homies are thinking about that change, because it seems like everybody just gets a little bit tankier, and if your damage wasn't super great to start with, it gets kind of worse. Also, some changes to the number of medals. We saw this on the global labs. Changes to the number of medals to getting some of the rewards in there, and they also added additional items for rewards as well. Now we have some UI updates, which are always a welcome thing, some tweaks and fixes for the web. Let's go ahead and check out the Pearl Shop this week and see what's going on now that we have the dawn of new Cron stone prices indicated. First, they mentioned the Cron stone and outfit prices, which were already covered in the patch notes. We don't need to rehash on that. We've got a Pimp Your Ride Night Horse gear, new gear for type of horse. It's 2,700 pearls. What's interesting to me is these are specific to each horse. So, for instance, you have the Sky Knight horse for the Pegasus. Then there's the Solar Knight horse for only the T10 Pegasus. So the only thing is, like, this one, it can't wear the T9 version. So, like, you have a T10 Doom, but you used to have a T9, and you were able to get your two combined into a T10. You just can't use this Flame Knight horse gear unless you get another Doom now, which, I don't know. I could understand having them just mythical, but in my opinion, I think it should be like retro. You should be able to wear your T9 on the T10, but maybe it's just me. We have a Rare Hexa Premium Outfit Pack, so you get 6 outfit packs along with 4 Rare Cronstone bundles. It's 17,340 pearls. This doesn't seem super amazing to me. I understand they're loading it up with Rare Cronstone bundles, but it's only 15% discount on that many premium outfits. Kind of shocked it was so low, to be honest with you. I was expecting them to do a whole blowout with the new Cronstone update, but I guess not. Enhancement Memories is an Artisan bundle, and it is 2,450 pearls. Comes with 140 Artisans, 15 Valks, an Enhancement Help Kit 3, and 250 stacks. This is 17.5 pearls per bundle, and you'll notice on the bigger one, which is 4,900 pearls, it's also 17.5 pearls per Artisan, which, just to note, that's not significantly less than when we had like really amazing deals on Artisans. They were usually around 20 when they were really good, and I think I even remember there being like a 19. So 17.5, even after they claiming that the base price of a standard Artisan is now reduced by 50%. This deal isn't as deal-y as it looks on the surface, so keep that in mind. 4,900 pearls gets you 280 of them, 30 Valk's Cries, 260 stacks, 250 stacks, and then the Enhancement Help Kit 3. You've got to choose your quadruple maids. 3,120 pearls gets you 4 of them, not a 50% off. Again, I'm seeing some scaling with what they're offering for deals. I wouldn't recommend buying it because they do come around. Buy one, get one awfully often. Choose your Dream Mythical gear. It's just a bundle with the new horse gear. It's 4,860 pearls, and then you get Brand Spellstones, name change coupons, Courser's Aura, Stonetail meals, and Laura's Blackworm Tea along with it. You got Courser's Growth for 2,000 pearls. It has 12 skill change coupons, 2 Mount XP scrolls, 2 Courser's Aura, 2 Unbridled Celerity, 1 Stonetail meal, and 1 rare Courser training. Got the Courser's Leap Pack at 3,750 pearls. It has 24 skill change coupons, 4 Celerity drafts, 2 of the meals, 2 Courser training, 4 Courser Aura, 4 XP. We have Pet Deals Unleashed. Get it? Because it's a leash, because it's like a pet that you keep on a leash. 880 pearls to get a wolf or lynx, along with some feed there. Newborn Crimson Dragon packs are back. It's 880 pearls. There's 4 different versions depending on what type you want to get. We've got a new item, the Artifact Inventory +5 expansion is 250 pearls. This is staying permanently. At a glance, this is kind of like, whatever, right? You just like move artifacts around. I'm probably going to buy this. I have so many artifact sets and frequently swap between my tag character and my main that it actually gets annoying. I think I'm going to pick one of these up because it'll make my life a little bit easier. Daily training packs, 120 pearls. Obviously, it's daily, so you can get once per family per day. It's got 2 10-hour Mount XP scrolls, a Courser's Aura, and a Fiery Celerity draft. Then we got same idea for the Elan's tier daily, 125 pearls for 5 of those. So there you have it for this week's patch notes and Pearl Shop. Let me know what you guys think about what's going on in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you get notifications when new videos go live. And if you'd like to catch me playing live, there is a link to my Twitch page in the description down below. Jump on over there, drop a follow so you get notifications for that as well. Just as a last note, I'm going to be on vacation after today, so starting tomorrow I will be out, so there won't be any videos for Global Lab or anything else going on, or streams either. I will be returning next Tuesday, so a little less than a week. So if you're looking for a stream, you won't find one between then, and I won't have any videos up until next Tuesday. I didn't plan any in advance, so just letting you know. With that said, that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.